Derek works 47 hours a week. 9 of those hours are unpaid. He's not being exploited by his boss. He's doing it to himself, driving, waiting, refunding orders that got flagged by an app. He calls it his side hustle. The math says it's actually costing him money. And once you see the math, you'll never look at just get a side hustle advice the same way again. Derek is 31. He works a stable 9 to 5, makes decent money on paper, but feels stuck in the way a lot of people feel stuck right now. Prices climbing faster than his paycheck, savings account barely moving, no clear lever to pull to actually get ahead. Not a crisis, just a slow, quiet squeeze. One night he's scrolling before bed and lands on a video. A guy standing in a nice apartment talking fast, saying anyone can add an extra $1,000 a month if they just stop making excuses. No special skills required, no degree, just hustle. The comments are full of people saying it changed their life. Derek watches 3 more videos just like it before he goes to sleep. By the weekend, he signed up to drive for a delivery app. It feels almost too easy. Download, verify, drive. He starts small, weeknights after work, a couple hours, Saturday mornings before his kid wakes up. He likes the podcast, honestly. It doesn't feel like work at first, it feels like doing something. At the end of the first month, he opens the app and adds it all up. Gross earnings just over $500. He stares at the number for a second, then screenshots it. He feels like he's cracked the code everyone else is too lazy to find. He tells his coworkers at lunch. He posts the screenshot online with a caption about finally taking control. This, he thinks, is the thing that's going to move the needle. Here's the thing. Derek isn't unusual, and he isn't lazy, and he isn't doing anything wrong by the numbers he's looking at. Roughly a third of Americans have some kind of side hustle right now, and the typical one brings in only around $200 a month. By that measure, Derek is doing better than most people who try this. But gross earnings and actually ahead are 2 very different numbers, and almost nobody making hustle culture content walks you through the gap between them. That gap is small and boring and doesn't make for a good thumbnail. It's also exactly where this whole idea quietly falls apart. Let's do what Derek didn't do. Let's subtract. First, gas and wear on his car. Delivery driving isn't free mileage. Every mile is real gas, real depreciation, real maintenance, tires wearing down faster than they would sitting in a driveway. None of that shows up on the app's earnings screen. It just quietly shows up later at the mechanic as a bill Derek doesn't connect back to his side hustle at all. Second, taxes. This is the one that catches almost everyone off guard the first year. A regular paycheck already has taxes pulled out before it ever hits your account. You never see that money, so you never miss it. Side hustle income doesn't work that way. It's self-employment income paid to Derek in full, and he owes a real chunk of it back to the government the following spring. Most new side hustlers spend the money as it comes in because it feels like a bonus, and then get an unpleasant surprise at tax time. Third, and this is the one that never makes it into the thumbnail, his time. Derek spent roughly 8 hours a week on this. Doesn't sound like much on its own, but that's 8 hours he used to spend on sleep, on his kids' bedtime, on simply not working week after week, month after month. Stack that up over a year, and you're looking at hundreds of hours of his one finite life. Once you take his real take home, after gas, after taxes, and divide it by those real hours, his effective hourly rate lands somewhere close to what a simple part-time retail job would pay him, except the part-time job wouldn't put miles on his car, wouldn't hand him a surprise tax bill, and wouldn't have him driving in the rain at 9 at night hoping for one more order. And here's the part that doesn't show up in any spreadsheet at all. Derek is more tired now. Not dramatically, just a little. Short with his kids some evenings when he used to have patience, a little slower to respond to emails the next morning. A little less sharp in the exact meetings where sharpness actually gets noticed, at the job that pays his real bills, the one with the real raise potential, the real benefits, the real room to grow. He's spending energy from his highest value hours to chase dollars in his lowest value hours, and he doesn't even realize that's the trade he's making. This isn't just Derek either. In one recent survey of side hustlers, 65% said they experience burnout at least sometimes. Only around 1 in 10 said they never feel it. Burnout isn't a rare side effect of side hustling. For most people doing it, it's basically the default. So here's the uncomfortable question worth sitting with for a second. The people making everyone should have a side hustle content, are they actually getting rich from driving for delivery apps or reselling thrifted clothes or whatever the hustle of the month happens to be? Almost never. They're getting rich from the views, from the courses they sell about the hustle, from the affiliate links stapled onto the idea of a side hustle. The hustle isn't really the product being sold. You are. So if stacking more hours onto a low leverage side gig isn't the answer, what actually is? Think about what actually moves someone's income over the long run. It's almost never more hours at the same rate. It's leverage, finding a way to get paid more per hour so every hour you already have becomes worth more, instead of adding new hours onto an already full week. For Derek, that could look like finally having the conversation he's been avoiding, asking for the raise he's earned, backed by a specific documented case for his value. Unlike driving for an app, that conversation doesn't cost him gas money or tires just to attempt it. And if it works, the raise doesn't reset to zero next week the way gig income does. It compounds quietly every single pay period after that. It could also look like spending those same 8 weekly hours somewhere with a much better return. One focused, marketable skill practiced consistently that raises his base pay permanently instead of paying him once for one delivery and then starting over from nothing the next day. And here's the part that sounds almost too simple to say out loud. So simple it gets skipped over completely. Protecting his rest isn't laziness. It's not the opposite of hustle. It's what keeps him sharp enough to actually perform, negotiate, and grow at the one job that has real room to grow. A side hustle that quietly drains the energy he needs for that real leverage point isn't a stepping stone toward anything. It's a leak in the bucket he's trying to fill. None of this means side hustles are always wrong for everyone in every situation. If Derek genuinely enjoys the work or it's building toward something bigger than trading hours for dollars, a real business, a real skill, a real audience, that's a completely different equation and a completely different video. The trap isn't having a side hustle. The trap is assuming any side hustle is automatically progress just because money changes hands, without ever once doing the subtraction Derek skipped. Before you pick up a second job to fix a first job problem, do the math Derek skipped. Subtract the gas, subtract the taxes, subtract the hours, subtract the energy you'll have left over for the job that actually pays your bills. What's left is the real number. And for a lot of people, that real number is quietly telling them to go negotiate, not go drive. If this challenged how you think about side hustles, subscribe. Next video, we're taking on another piece of finance advice everyone repeats and almost